What do you do with the couch that has been sitting in your garage since your last move? The busted shed in the backyard? Or the pile of drywall and lumber left behind after a renovation? Most of us just let it sit there, a little longer every week, until it stops feeling like a problem and starts feeling like part of the furniture. Today's guest has built an entire business around solving exactly that kind of stuck moment and doing it with more heart than you would expect from a junk removal company. Welcome back to the Next Biz Thing, the show where we shine a light on businesses that are doing things a little differently and doing them well. I am Markus J. Diplama, and every episode I bring you a company that caught my attention, whether for their creativity, their values, or the simple fact that they are solving a real problem for real people. Today, we are heading to the Washington, D.C. area to talk about Nova Junk. Nova Junk is a junk removal company serving Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, and parts of Maryland, including Alexandria, Fairfax, Arlington, Springfield, and Bethesda. Their service footprint also reaches into Montgomery County and Prince George's County in Maryland, which means a huge stretch of the DMV area has a genuinely local option when it is time to clear something out. But here is what caught my attention right away. This is not a franchise. It is a family-owned business, started back on September 11, 2005, by two brothers with help from their wives. Over the years, the family circle running this company has grown, with a brother-in-law and a nephew joining in, along with employees who have been there so long, they feel like family too. In an industry full of big national franchises, there is something genuinely refreshing about a company that has stayed in the family for 2 decades. So what does Nova Junk actually do? Pretty much anything you would want hauled away. They handle residential and commercial junk removal, office cleanouts, household and estate cleanouts, construction debris removal, yard debris, shed removal, and even hot tub removal and disposal. They also offer labor-only services for anyone who just needs an extra set of hands rather than a full haul-away crew. Whether it is a warehouse that needs clearing out, a garage packed with decades of stuff, or a construction site covered in demolition debris, they have built their business around being the team you call when a space has gotten out of hand. Their mission, in their own words, is to help people clear out overwhelming spaces and remove unwanted bulky items to create a clean and safe environment. And that shows up in the range of situations they are equipped to handle, from straightforward decluttering to more sensitive work like hoarding solutions, moving support, and foreclosure cleanouts. What really stands out to me, though, is how they think about what happens after your junk leaves your property. A lot of companies in this space just haul everything straight to the landfill and call it a day. Nova Junk does something different. They sort through what they collect in 3 stages. First, anything usable gets donated to local charities throughout the DC, Northern Virginia, and Southern Maryland area. An old bike sitting in your garage, furniture from your basement, all of it gets a second life instead of ending up buried in the ground. Second, they pull out recyclable materials, things like batteries, printers, and refrigerators that can be genuinely harmful to the environment if they are not disposed of properly. Only after donating and recycling does anything go to the landfill, and by their own account, that final step usually accounts for just about 1/3 of what they originally picked up, and that is a real, structured commitment to reducing environmental impact, not just a line on a website. And it is worth pointing out how rare that level of transparency is in an industry where most companies would rather you not think too hard about where your old furniture ends up. They are also licensed and fully insured, which matters more than people realize when you are letting a crew into your home or business to haul away heavy items. And they take the time to inspect every job individually, rather than applying a one-size-fits-all approach. That attention to detail seems to be paying off. One customer, Cecilia from Virginia, described the team as friendly, efficient, thorough, and flexible, noting that when she kept finding more items to add to the pile, the crew happily took them, and when the final load turned out smaller than the original estimate, her total price came down to match. That kind of honesty, adjusting the price based on what actually gets hauled rather than sticking to an inflated initial quote, is the sort of detail that builds trust and turns first-time customers into repeat ones. It is easy to talk about being trustworthy on a website, and it is much harder to actually lower someone's bill when the job turns out smaller than expected, and that is exactly what happened here. What sets Nova Junk apart in a crowded industry really comes down to three things working together. Being a genuine family business with 2 decades of roots in the community, a disposal process built around donation and recycling before landfill, and a level of personal, on-time service that shows up again and again in what customers say about them. It is a combination that is harder to find than you might think. A lot of companies can promise fast and affordable. Fewer can back that up with a real environmental process and a family name that has been standing behind the work since 2005. And fewer still can say they have grown that family involvement over time rather than shrinking into something more corporate and distant. There is a bigger story here too, one about how essential, unglamorous services like junk removal are quietly becoming more thoughtful. Junk removal is not a flashy industry. Nobody grows up dreaming of running a hauling company. But it is one of those services that touches people at genuinely vulnerable moments. Moving out of a childhood home, cleaning out a loved one's estate, recovering from a renovation that got a little out of hand. As more homeowners and businesses pay attention to where their waste actually ends up, companies that build donation and recycling into their core process, rather than treating it as an afterthought, are going to matter more and more. Nova Junk is a good example of what that looks like when it is done consistently, job after job, for 2 decades running. And it is a reminder that even in the most practical, unglamorous corners of the service economy, there is room for a business to operate with genuine care. So if you are anywhere in the Washington, D.C. area, Northern Virginia, or parts of Maryland, and you have got a garage, a shed, an office, or a construction site that needs clearing out, Nova Junk is a name worth knowing. A family-run team that shows up on time, treats your space with care, and makes sure as much of what they haul away gets a second life as possible. Whether that means a new home through a local charity or a proper recycling facility instead of a landfill. That is our spotlight for today. Thanks for listening to the Next Biz Thing. I am Markus J. Diplama, and I will see you next time with another business worth knowing about.